the NDP's position on the Tories' plans to reform MPs' pensions, tying it to 50-50 contribution and then raising it from 55 to 65?
The NDP's always found that it was a clear conflict for us to be deciding those issues on our own. We've always thought that it would be a really good idea to strike a blue ribbon commission to look at it the most objectively possible. We have no problem with looking at it. We've already discussed it in the caucus, and I've asked the National Caucus Chair, Peter Julian, to be our spokesperson on it. So we're more than willing to let that move along. We also think that there are a lot of things we should probably be changing in this next 700-page budget bill, and having it as a standalone, and once it's been able to go to that sort of committee, is the type of thing that we could look at.
Can I ask you also, sir, in the budget, the last budget, you said that MPs' salaries will be lifted in 2013, 2014. Do you think that's appropriate? Lifting them?
This has already been looked at in the past by an independent body, and they were supposed to follow the levels of certain the lowest level of court judges appointed by the federal government. That was deconnected at one point, so now they've even been frozen for several years. Again, you don't put people in a conflict to decide that on their own. You get the best people. That's what we do with judges. We strike an expert panel. They look at what the salaries are in the law firms. They look at the type of people you're trying to recruit, and you come up with something that's a good reflection of that. We're much in favor of doing that. We have no trouble with seeing them revised. We don't mind looking at these issues as objectively as possible, but we don't think that only MPs should be looking at it.
Mr. Mulcair, do you think that they might, that part of the reason they want to put MP pensions into an omnibus budget bill is so that if you vote against it for other reasons, that they can then say, the NDP wants to be here for both.
I'm not going to speculate as to their motives, but past behavior would tend to confirm that that would be part of their calculus. If they're looking to play a political game, they'll do it that way. If they're looking to get a result that makes the most sense for the Canadian public and for everybody who's going to be looking at what we do, we should make sure that we strike a blue ribbon panel of very credible people who can look at this. That type of commission can give us independent advice rather than trying to figure this out on our own. So we'll see what they do. If it is something that's objective and a bit arm's length, we know that we're not playing a game with it. And if they do try to embed it in a 700-page bill that's doing a whole bunch of other things that they know darn well that we'll never be able to vote for, we'll know that it's about a political game again with the Conservatives.